Finding your first home can be overwhelming, but today we're going to break it down step by step. So whether you're already in Maryland, planning on moving here, or you're just getting started on the process, today we're going to break it down step by step in this guide to give you the confidence when buying your first home. So the word perfect is subjective. So what's a perfect home to one person might be different from what's a perfect home to another person. Some people might want to be close by to amenities like public transportation, and some people might want to be maybe a little bit in a more rural area. What I always send to my first-time home buyers, and all buyers alike, it's a needs versus wants list, and I'll go ahead and link that down in the description for you guys. But basically what it breaks down is there's certain things that are going to be super important to you when buying your first home, and what's maybe not as important. Like for example, you might need a home that has at least 3 bedrooms, but you're maybe okay with a home that's a townhouse or a single family house. And I'll pop that on screen to just show you some of the different ideas that you might be thinking through. So let's talk the numbers. Now, budgeting is more than just knowing the maximum price range for your homes. And here's what it really is going to focus in on. So the key here is the monthly payment, and it's made up of principal, interest, property taxes, homeowners insurance, and possibly some HOA fees in there as well. And for Maryland, taxes and HOA fees can vary significantly by county, so it's crucial to understand these differences based on the different areas that you're looking in. The next thing that we're going to look at here is the debt to income ratio. So lenders typically prefer your total debt payments, including your mortgage, to be no more than 43% of grossly monthly income. But to keep things manageable, usually we'll see a lot of times people staying in between that 30 to 40% range. You also have to counter in down payment and closing costs. And the good thing is for Maryland, we do have a first-time home buyer program called the Maryland Mortgage Program, as well as many other programs that you can take advantage of as a first-time home buyer. And I'll go ahead and link that video that we have on the Maryland Mortgage Program here. And one quick pro tip, I always recommend all of my buyers to use a tool like the Zillow Mortgage Calculator. And basically with the Zillow Mortgage Calculator, you can enter in the purchase price of the home. You can even enter in things like the interest rate, the property taxes, HOA fees, if anything, so you can really get an accurate idea of what a monthly payment might look like, and kind of just take that monthly payment and compare it to your income to see what percentage that monthly payment is going to be comparative to your income, so you can really have a good idea of what you're getting yourself into before even maybe speaking with a lender. Now that you've got an idea of where you're at budget-wise, it's time to start exploring neighborhoods. Now, Maryland is very diverse, so let's look at a few of the different options for first-time home buyers. So Baltimore City is a perfect area if you're looking for more of city living and affordable living. But one thing to keep in mind with Baltimore City, Baltimore County, is that they do have higher property taxes comparative to really anywhere in the state and really all across the country. Very high property taxes in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, so something to keep in mind. And maybe you're looking for more of a suburban living with access to great schooling. You might want to check out some areas like Prince George's County, Anne Arundel County, Howard County, and Montgomery County. And I will show some of the average price points in those different counties just to get an idea of if they are within your budget. Or maybe you want to still be nearby the city, but maybe be in a more suburban or even rural area. Some great places to check out there will be Carroll County as well as Frederick County. And just to maybe familiarize yourself with these different areas across Maryland, it's definitely always a good idea to go out on a drive and take a look on the weekends, or maybe if you're out of state, plan on flying down or driving in for a weekend just to familiarize yourself with these different neighborhoods within Maryland. All right, so now that you have a sense of the area you want to live, let's talk about the home types that are going to be available to you. So the first home type that we're going to talk about are condos. So condos are great for first-time home buyers who want lower maintenance, but make sure to factor in those HOA or condo fees, and they can be anywhere from like a couple $100 a month all the way to $1,000 plus a month. And they're great for those urban areas like outside of DC in the Bethesda area or in Baltimore City as well. So next, let's talk about townhomes. Townhomes are a happy medium for those who need more space but still are looking for that affordability aspect. And Maryland suburbs are packed with townhomes, such as areas like Anne Arundel County, Howard County, and Montgomery County, just to name a few. So the third option we're going to talk about is single family homes. Privacy and outdoor space are your priorities. Single family homes in areas like Anne Arundel or Carroll County might be a great fit for you. Even if you're looking for a single family place and you're thinking that it might be a little bit out of your range for affordability, you might want to look into Baltimore County for some more affordable options. And a quick pro tip, definitely think about the long term, even when you're purchasing your first home, because you want to make make sure that you're looking at your priorities and how they might change in the future. For example, you might be looking to have children in the future, so definitely make sure you're taking things like that into account when buying that first home. All right, so we've talked budget, we've talked the different areas across Maryland, the different suburban areas, urban areas, as well as some rural areas as well. We've talked about the different home options that are available to you, like condos, townhomes, and single families. Now it's time to start the home search. So the key to a successful home search is preparation. So here's a step-by-step guide to get you ready for that aspect. So the first step is getting pre-approved. Now this is a non-negotiable. A pre-approval letter gives you a clear price range and makes you competitive in Maryland's hot market. Anytime that you're submitting an offer, you're going to have that pre-approval letter attached, or the seller might not even look at your offer. So the next step is working with the local realtor, and really getting the pre-approval process started, as well as working with the local realtor, can go hand in hand. A lot of realtors that you're going to work with will have a preferred lender depending upon your specific situation, but you want to get a Maryland-based agent that knows the ins and outs of specific neighborhoods and can alert you to opportunities sometimes before they even hit the market. No matter where you're at in your home search, I'm sure you came across the Zillows, the Realtor.coms, the Redfins, which is a great place to start. But once working with your agent, they can send you specifically tailored MLS listings just to hone on a little bit more of what you're looking for in that new home. During this time, it's definitely important to be firm but flexible. And what I mean by that is you're not going to find a home that's going to check every box. So you want to focus on your priorities, still being willing to compromise on some of the less critical features. All right, so you've begun your home search. You found a home that you like. You put an offer on that home and you got that offer accepted. Now the real fun begins. So we're going to talk a little bit about what that process is like. So one of the first things that happens once you do go under contract is sending over that earnest money deposit. And basically, if you don't already know what an earnest money deposit is, it's basically a good faith effort showing the seller that you're serious, and it usually just gets applied to your closing costs if everything does go well and you do end up closing on the home. And another thing that we'll always recommend is getting an inspection done, and that's at least a structural and mechanical inspection, but can really be a very wide variety of different inspections throughout the home, and we just want to uncover anything that might be wrong with the home before going to closing. And another thing to keep in mind during this period is closing costs. So you will be working directly a lot with the title company as well as with your lender to determine what those closing costs are going to come out to. And typically they range from about 2 to 5% of the sale price of the home. It's also important to keep in mind that there are some state-specific programs to help cover some of those closing costs for you. So definitely get in touch with your realtor or with your lender to take advantage of those programs if you do qualify. And we do have a video specifically about the Maryland Mortgage Program, which will be on the screen right now for you guys to check out at the end of this video. All right, so that's wrapping up the video here. And before we do wrap up, just want to give some final tips out to you guys when you are starting that home buying journey. So one tip is definitely to be patient. The perfect home might not pop up right away. So you want to be patient and wait for the home that's going to fit you and your family's needs. But rushing into a decision can definitely lead to regret later. So the second tip is staying within your budget. You want to stay within your budget. You don't even want to look at homes outside your budget, maybe even slightly outside your budget to justify it, because it's not going to be worth the financial burden later on. And I know we talked about this one before, but I think it's still worth mentioning again. Think about the long term when buying your first home and how your plans might change in the future. Again, we'll use the example of starting a family. Make sure that it's going to make sense living in this home for the next 5 to 7 years, because that is the average age of home ownership. So buying your first home in Maryland is a big step, but with the right preparation, it can lead to an exciting and rewarding journey. So if you're ready to start your home search, or you just have some questions, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Jack Owen. I'm a local realtor here in the Baltimore metro area. You can find all of my info down in the description box, and I'll put it up on screen for you guys right now. Hopefully you guys found something interesting from this video. Hopefully you got some good info from it. But other than that, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.